Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, 4 men killed in confrontation with the police in downtown Kingston. 4 men were killed in a confrontation with the police in downtown Kingston this morning. 5 firearms, including 2 M16 rifles, were seized. A police officer was shot and wounded. Superintendent Beresford Williams, commanding officer for the Kingston Central Police Division, told the news that sometime after 1 a.m., the police were in the vicinity of Orange Street when they heard gunshots. The police responded, and subsequently men traveling in an ISIS motor car opened gunfire at them, resulting in a running gun battle. The pursuit continued until the gunman's car crashed on King Street in the vicinity of Charles Street, at which point he said men numbering about 6 emerged from the wrecked vehicle, opening gunfire at the police. He said the police returned the fire and the 3 men fell there, each with a firearm. The police then searched the vehicle and found the 2 M16 rifles, he added.
Sometime after 1 o'clock, the police were in the Spanglass area, that more closer to Orange Street, when they heard gunfire. They intervened, and subsequently men traveling in an ISIS motor car opened gunfire at them, resulting in a running gun battle. The police pursued the men was being fired on. The car with the men eventually crashed on King Street vicinity, Charles Street. 6 men, numbering about 6, came out opening gunfire at the police. The police returned the fire. 3 men fell there, each with a firearm. Subsequently, police searched the vehicle and found 2 rifles and M16. The police was subsequently assisted by other police teams. They followed blood trail from the vehicle to adjoining area when 1 other man from the vehicle was found. During that incident in the searching, another suspect believed to have come in from the vehicle fired at the team, resulting in 1 policeman being shot and injured. His condition is not considered serious at this time. Indicom has been briefed and are currently on location.
5 shot, 1 fatally in St. James gun attack. 5 people were shot, 1 fatally, after gunmen opened a fire on patrons at a shop in Bobman Hill District in Lilliput, St. James Tuesday night. The deceased has been identified as 25-year-old Tevin Scott, otherwise called the Prince, a construction worker from Bunkers Hill in Trelawney and Lilliput, St. James. The injured persons, all males from the community, have been treated at hospital, the police said. Reports are that around 9:20 p.m., the 5 were among patrons at a shop when a silver Honda Fit motorcar drove up. Men aboard the vehicle reportedly opened gunfire at the patrons and subsequently sped off. When the shooting subsided, residents found Scott lying face down, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. It was later discovered that 4 other people had been shot. The injured parties were taken to hospital, where doctors pronounced Scott dead. The others were treated for their injuries. Initial investigations into the attack have revealed that Scott may have been the target of the gunmen. Detectives have allegedly unearthed that Scott was involved in a dispute with men from Bunkers Hill, from where his family had to flee after their home was burnt down earlier this year. Scott, detectives said, was wanted by the Trelawney police for a case of wounding with intent committed on the same day his family's house was torched. More than 20 spent casings were retrieved from the shooting scene, the police reported. Taxi operator shot and killed in St. Andrew. A well-known taxi operator was shot and killed on Wednesday morning in the community of Rocky Valley in Stony Hill, St. Andrew. He is known by the aliases Banky and Crooks. The incident occurred about 5:20 a.m. as the now deceased was about to begin work. He was reportedly shot in the head and died on the spot. Residents were awakened by loud explosions and summoned the police. This is the third murder in that section of the St. Andrew North Police Division over the past 5 days. There was a fatal shooting in Temple Hall on Saturday morning. Later that night, there was another fatal shooting in Golden Spring Square. The Constant Spring Criminal Investigation Branch is probing these deadly attacks. CPFSA horrified by forced feeding of child in viral video. The Child Protection and Family Services Agency is calling on the public to help to locate a toddler seen being physically abused and forced to eat by a man in a now viral video. In the video, a man in a gray sleeveless shirt is seen assaulting the toddler while physically forcing the child to eat food. Upon receiving this video, we were horrified to see how this helpless child was being brutalized by an adult who was supposed to be providing care for them, the agency said in a media release. We are grossly disheartened at the thought of a child being forced to eat to the point of vomiting and also being hit repeatedly, which is considered torture. It was truly heartrending to witness an adult who is supposed to be a protector of this child, who is still in diapers, be so brutal in the handling of the child, the agency continued. It is urging members of the public to share any information they have regarding the child or adult in the video with it. Persons should call 211 or send a text to 876-878-2882 or email report@childprotection.gov.jm or reach out to the police. OEC to request leniency for CXC students affected by fake bomb threats. The Overseas Examinations Commission says it will be formally requesting compassionate consideration for students affected by the bomb threats issued during Caribbean Examination Council exams Tuesday. The OEC says it recognizes the severe stress and anxiety provoked by the act and is dedicated to securing fairness for all students involved. Tuesday's sitting of the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate and the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination were disrupted at the 3 institutions, Kingston College, Campion College, and Homewood Technical High. Those at the Kingston College were relocated to neighboring exam centers at the St. George's College, Holy Trinity High School, and Alpha Academy. Campion College students were quarantined and supervised while police investigated the threat. They were settled and given the allocated time to complete their exams. But the OEC says special attention is being given to Homewood Technical High School, where the Caribbean Studies exam was interrupted 2 hours and 30 minutes into the 3-hour exam. The Commission says it will petition CXC to classify this as a case of extreme hardship. Meanwhile, the OEC says it has already provided guidance to schools on how to manage natural disasters and interruptions, as seen during the recent flooding in St. Thomas. But it is also actively exploring additional safety and management strategies specifically for bomb threats, which have become a new concern for Jamaican schools. The OEC says it will continue to monitor and work closely with the Ministry of Education to ensure a safe and secure exam environment for all students. It is also urging the perpetrators to immediately halt what it describes as detrimental actions which can cause significant psychological distress for students and adversely affect their academic performance during examinations. Police probing suspected arson at Riri Market. The Kingston Western Police say they are investigating whether arsonists set fire to the Oxford Mall Market, popularly known as the Riri Market, in downtown Kingston. The market was destroyed by fire early Tuesday morning, leaving more than 200 vendors without their livelihood. Deputy Superintendent of Police Oral Foster, who is in charge of the market district, told the news that the cops suspect that the fire was started by arsonists. He appealed for vendors, shoppers, all stakeholders, anyone who has information regarding this particular fire to share their information with the police.
I am taking this opportunity to appeal to vendors, shoppers, all stakeholders, anyone who has information regarding this particular fire, please take the opportunity to share the information with the police. One of the recommendations that I made repeatedly to help with the security of this particular space is the installation of surveillance cameras, where we can have round-the-clock monitoring. With this in place, criminals will be less likely to enter this particular space to commit any crime, to include arson.